Welcome to another episode of The Route. I'm your host, Landon Daines. On today's episode, I'm going to talk about one of the most impactful and powerful marketing tactics that you can use in your business that almost no pest control owner is using or even knows about. I scaled my pest control company to a 7-figure X in just 3 years, and now I help other pest owners scale, grow, add revenue, profit, customers, employees, everything to their business to get to the next level. So on today's episode, like I said, I want to share a marketing strategy that is way overlooked in pest control and can boost your business like crazy if you use it. Now, before I jump into that, let me walk you through what a typical pest control marketing strategy looks like. So this might be done via Facebook, it might be done on Instagram, it could be done in a newspaper ad, it could be done on a door hanger or flyer. Like, think about where you are currently sending your promotions and offers and marketing, or even if you receive different promotions, whether it's pest control or not, whether it's HVAC services, lawn services, different things like that. So just picture yourself at your house and you either open the paper or there's a door hanger on your front door and you get it. And what does it typically say? It typically says something along the lines of 20% off your first service if you sign for a year contract, or $50 off your first service if you sign on for a 12-month contract with this, and this. And for some reason, that has become the go-to marketing strategy for home service businesses. Like I said, lawn, pest, roofing, garage door, all these different things, where it's either a small percent or a somewhat small dollar amount off the initial service if you do this, and this. So that might have worked in the past. I don't know. It might have, it might have not. But the issue is there are so many hurdles and loops that the customers need to jump through in order to get that. And not only do they need to jump through, but that promotion and that offer only works for the hottest of hottest leads. Like, that'll work for someone who, let's say, just opened their pantry door and saw ants trailing everywhere in their pantry. Then they walk outside, they see that flyer, and it's like, boom, I need pest control for at least a year. Let me sign up for this. That's the point. Is it only works for people who just absolutely need it. So what I'm going to go through in this episode is I want to go through the exact strategy that you can use to literally 5 to 10x your lead flow without changing anything on the back end, and to really work your way down the funnel. And when I say work your way down the funnel, here's a visual. So in marketing, wherever you're putting out your ad or your promotion or whatever advertisement, think of it as the top of a funnel. That's the most amount of people will be at that top, whether it's everyone who receives the newspaper, or everyone whose house gets this flyer, or everyone whose Instagram page gets this put on their page. Like, that's the top of the funnel, is everyone in that place. So we start at the top, and if you work your way down the funnel, at the very bottom is the people who actually end up signing up. And so our goal is to get the most amount of people from the funnel. We don't just want the people that are already interested and ready to sign up for pest control. That's poor marketing. That's what most marketing is just tailoring it to those people who already want it, already need it, already thinking about it, and boom, you get them. Really good marketing works your way back up the funnel to get those people who aren't thinking about it, or who don't think they need it, or who haven't used it in the past, or weren't thinking about pest control anytime in the past week. And getting those people is some of the most powerful marketing. Because the thing with marketing is, if you can increase your close percentage by 5 or 10%, that's great, but you're only getting 5 to 10% more that are at the very end of the funnel that already called you. So you're only getting 5 to 10% more on that. If you can double or triple the amount of people that you bring into the funnel to start, now by the end of the funnel, that's double or tripled without changing anything else. So we want to bring more people in, and without going on anymore, the way to do it is called having a lead magnet. So you got the first example of what most marketing is. A lead magnet is simply having something that draws people to you. It's just like what it sounds like. Is most marketing is you going out and trying to get people into your business. A lead magnet draws people into you, getting more people calling you, more people emailing, texting you, wanting the service, or wanting the lead magnet itself. So there's multiple kinds of lead magnets, and I'm not going to go through everything too in depth on this episode, but let me just give you a quick example. Is a lead magnet in this example could be a $29 service. That's it. So flyer one says 50% off your first service if you sign on for a year with our premium package, 12-month contract required. If you send that out to 1,000 people, you might get 5 people, maybe three to 5 people, maybe, that respond back and call into your office and sign up for pest control out of 1,000. On the other hand, if I create a flyer that just says, end of summer special, ABC Pest Control is offering a crazy deal, $29 to have your entire property treated. Ants, spiders, crickets, cockroaches, scorpions, you name it, it's all covered. Text 29 to this number and we'll come out this week for a $29 service. So version 1 was a certain discount on a certain thing for a year contract. This is just $29. So rather than getting 3 to 5 people to respond, if you send that out to 1,000 people, you could probably get 20, 30, 40 plus people responding, because there's zero, there's way less hoops they need to jump through. They don't need to be highly qualified. They don't need to sign up for a contract. They're not paying a high price. There's not all these different things. It's just like, oh, $29 for a service. I need that. That sounds great. Boom, let's get it. And now, rather than having 3 people call in, now you have 35 people call in. So you just 10 to 12x the top of the funnel. And now all you have to do is you send out your technicians, or you as a solo operator, you go out and do an amazing service for the $29. And then now this person trusts you and likes you. And now you go out and you upsell them on the rest. And you just let them know, hey, today's service, typically it's $299, but you got that end of summer special, so just $29. Hope you enjoyed it. That covers everything, no added fees or anything. Just so you know, I do the same service every quarter, every 3 months. I treat the whole property. It's a great thing to get going, especially now as the weather's starting to turn. If there's ever issues between, I do come out free, so you're completely covered for the entire year, and it's just $49 a month. What are your thoughts? And you can at least get 60 to 70% of those people who opted in for the $29 service onto the recurring. And so now, of those, let's say 35, you get 2/3 of them to go onto the recurring, and now you get 23, 24 people. So scenario 1, we got 3 to 5 people. We'll say 4. We got 4 people. Scenario 2, we got 24. So you just 6x'd your marketing and your sales by doing nothing else. You're not using a better script. You're not spending more on marketing. You're not sending it to a different audience. You're not doing anything else besides changing the front end offer. So a lead magnet, it's not just about giving a discount. That's where some people get it wrong is, if I just do an insane discount, then people will want it super bad. It's about baiting them into, basically baiting people to ring your phone. Is giving them something that's very valuable that they know costs more than what they're getting it for. So there's zero risk along the way, so they can, so they don't have any hesitation to call you. So thinking from the customer's perspective, anyone who gets those version 1 ads or flyers or whatever, there's so many different things they need to think through of like, is this going to be worth it? I should probably look this person up and check the reviews. Do I need it for a year? Is it worth this price? Do I even see that many bugs? What if I just do it myself? Is my husband thinking about doing it himself? Like, there's so many questions they need to ask themselves that before they end up calling you and thinking about it's worth it. So in option 1, everyone that calls is typically super highly qualified and they're ready to sign up, but it's only like 2 people. In option 2, with a lead magnet, you're going to get a ton more people calling and texting and opting in. You might get a handful that aren't qualified or just wanted a one-off service, and that's totally fine. But you're getting 10 to 20x the people calling in. So the goal is get more people calling in, go do an amazing service, and then get them signed up. Because with pest control, there's so many companies nowadays where people are a little bit slower to make a decision because they have so many people to choose from. There's so many different mom and pop companies, big companies, regional companies, national companies, where it's like before someone commits himself to a company for a year, it's tough. And so there's a lot of thought that can go into it. But if all they need to do is pay you $29 or even $19 or even $9, you can choose the dollar amount. The lower you go, the more you'll get. You don't want to go too low where it can feel like, are they spraying water? So, but if you find that sweet spot, then people have zero risk to call in. $20 is nothing to most people. And now you get to go out and win them over and spend 45 minutes with them. And now they trust you way more than they trust any other company. And so just know that even in the worst case scenario, if they just pay you $29 and that's it, and they don't sign on for the recurring and nothing else happens, you still now have trust with this person where a lot of things can happen. One, you can just get a Google review, and every Google review stacks up and counts, and now you're going to get more people calling in from Google. That's great. Two, if any of their neighbors or friends ask them about pest control, which it doesn't happen often, but if it happens, then you'll be the person they think about and refer. So if their next door neighbor's like, hey, I saw you at a truck at your house the other week, we're getting some ants. Who do you use? And they're like, oh, it's ABC Pest. They're great. Boom. You're getting people calling in from referrals. Three is next time they need pest control. So maybe a quarter, 3 months, 6 months goes by, and then now they're seeing the bugs again. You're going to be the first person they think about because you won that trust with them. So they have no need or no option in their mind of going to a different company and going through all the thought processes of comparing and thinking and wondering and calling and email and all this stuff. It's just like, no, I know that ABC was great. I'm going to call them again and have them come out. So you've won them eventually whenever they decide they need pest control. And lastly, you can continue to retarget them and try to upsell them every 3 months. So maybe it's end of summer right now. Cool. In 3 months, I'm going to send out something about rodents. 3 months later, I'm going to do something about mosquito season starting up. 3 months later, I'm going to do something about termite season. I'm just going to continue hitting this person up because I've already won their trust up front with a general pest service. And maybe I'll hit up with another general pest service 12 months from now. So they're going to use me eventually, and I'm going to fulfill other needs along the way. And then once they need someone, they're going to choose me. So much can happen where I have people who I bring this up to, and I get a lot of pushback for different reasons. Where sometimes they're like, I don't want to do just a $29 service. Like, I need more money coming in the door. And I get that, but you're just missing the point where it's not a $29 service. First and foremost, it's a 10x boost to your marketing. And then secondly, it's all these other things. More reviews, more referrals, a long-term contact that you can eventually hit up. It's not just a one-time anything. So understand that first. And then I have other people who tell me like, oh, what if they just do the $29 service and they don't sign on for recurring? I don't want to be, just doing one-time service for people and then basically stealing it from me. Like, I don't want those kind of people. Okay, sure. Out of the 30 or 40 people who call in for that service, and you have 2 people who are just guys that are cheap and they just wanted a one-time $29 service, and maybe they didn't even pay you. Maybe they gave you a bad credit card and it didn't go through. So you got 38 good leads and you're going to worry about 2 bad leads that didn't pay you, but you still got 35 more leads than you would have otherwise. Like, we're asking the wrong questions here. So if you own a pest control company, this is something you need to implement immediately. One more that I get is sometimes people are like, oh, I don't want cheap customers. And again, you're missing the point. Is these kind of lead magnets don't just get cheap people. It gets everybody. No matter who you are, if you can get something at a better price, then you're going to get that thing. It doesn't matter if you're a millionaire or if you're barely scraping by. The good thing with pest control is psychologically, most people know generally what it should cost or the rough estimate of the cost associated for the company. So I'll give you a different example. Something like maybe a marketing company, an SEO company, an AI company. If those kind of companies were to offer something at a certain price, it's hard to generalize and know how much that is actually costing them. It's just, numbers are different. There's a lot of technology involved. It's like, I'm not sure exactly what your costs are. With the pest control company, it's the same as plumbing or roofing or garage door. There's a technician involved. There's human time where they show up on your property and do something. There's equipment, there's trucks, there's things they're putting on your property, there's chemicals you're spraying. And so there's visible things they can see being done and product going down where it's like, okay, this is costing the company something. If the guy's here for 45 minutes, they're at least paying like $20 an hour. So everything all in, it's going to cost them at least $20-25. So when people know that, they don't run the math all through in their head, but they know that there's cost associated with it. And so when you can get something at a crazy deal and you know the cost roughly associated with it, you're going to get that deal. So I say that to just let you know that lead magnets are super powerful in pest control because people will jump on it because they know it's a deal. Sometimes you don't know if it's a deal with other kind of companies. You know it's a deal with pest control. So you're not just going to get cheap people. You're going to get everybody. And the thing is, even if you get cheap people, you can still upsell cheap people onto recurring by blowing them away. And that's basically what this all hinges on is you can get 30, 40, 50 people responding to your ads and wanting your service. But if your service sucks, nothing else matters. They're not going to want to stick around. They're not going to refer you. They're not going to leave you a review. So lead magnets really only work if your service is amazing and if it makes it worth it for them to stay. Because the crazy thing is you're basically bringing people in the door, let's just say to break even. If it costs you 20, 30 bucks for a service, okay, they're paying me 29 bucks, we're breaking even. So we're basically breaking even with the potential upside of there's almost no ceiling. Because if I do an amazing job for this person, there's no ceiling on what they're willing to pay. People will pay a lot of money to have bugs gone. They'll pay a lot of money to have termites protected from their home, for a backyard free of mosquitoes. People will pay a lot of money for these things. And so the same customer who might have only paid, let's say 30 or 40 bucks per month for pest control, if you get in the door with a lead magnet and they see your service and they get to experience it, not only the service itself, but the communication, the reminders beforehand, the guy that shows up, the professionalism, the clean truck, and the quality of time that he spent at the house. After experiencing all that, that same customer who might have only been willing to spend 30 or 40 bucks per month on pest control now might be willing to spend 60 to 80 to 100 bucks per month for pest control with you, because he knows what he's getting and now he knows the value associated with it. So that's the other side of lead magnets, is customers who would have otherwise only spent a certain amount are now willing to spend more because they've tasted it. It's just like going to Costco and all the food samples they have out. Costco does not worry about the teenage kids who come around and just eat the samples and run away and never have the money to spend on it. They don't worry about those people. Those are the 5 to 10%. They know that there's enough moms and dads and grandmas and grandpas and people with money, shopping, willing to spend, that will come and try those things that they wouldn't have otherwise tried, and now be like, oh, I'm going to buy that thing. I'm going to try those chips. I'm going to try this dip. Oh, wow, that dip was great. Now I'm going to get it. And now every week when they come to Costco, they get that dip every single time. So it might have cost Costco $1 total to get that customer, because it cost them $1 to give up that free product. But now they're making $20 every single week from this customer because they rebuy the dip every single time. So that's the idea of lead magnets, is getting people who wouldn't have otherwise even thought about buying your things to come buy, and not only buy, but buy again and again and again. And not only buy again and again, but buy at a premium price. So hopefully that gives you a good idea of what a lead magnet is, how to use it in your business, and how powerful it can be, because there's really very few things that can have the same leverage of impact in your business, and specifically in your sales and marketing, as a lead magnet can. So regardless of what sales and marketing you're doing, this can be going out to cold customers, so people who don't even know you, like I said, a newspaper or online marketing or other things like that. But even with your current customers, you should use lead magnets to get them onto higher tiers of service. So if you have a current customer who's been doing general pest control for 2 years and they've never had a mosquito service, they've never signed up for it, rather than letting them know, hey, we do mosquito services for 99 bucks a month, forget that. Tell them, hey, on today's service, totally complimentary on us, we're going to do a full mosquito service because it's that time of year. So totally on us, no worries for you, but just let us know how it goes afterwards. And then boom, spend the next 20 minutes, do that full mosquito service. And then either that time or on the next service, let them know. And then try to upsell them. So they get to experience it first, lower the risk, have them taste it first, and then try to sell them. And it's always easier to sell someone on something they've already tried, experienced, and seen, and gotten results from. It's a lot harder to sell someone, especially at a premium price, which is the point here, is we want to get people at a premium price. It's harder to do that just cold, just with no experience, or just basing off building value as a salesman. So all in all, use lead magnets to cold customers, use it to your current customers. Using lead magnets will get you more leads coming in the door, better leads, more people that you can upsell, more reviews coming in the door, more referrals, so many more things in your business that could be a chokehold in your business right now. So hopefully that's helpful. If you know a business owner that this could help, send this to them. If this has been helpful for you, please leave a review or a comment, or check out my Instagram page at Landon Danes, where every single day I post things like this to help you, help any pest control business owner learn more, scale faster, implement strategies that have worked, not only in my business, but in 50 plus other businesses that we work with, and just super excited to hear how that goes. So if it's worked for you, message me on Instagram, and I'd love to hear your experience with using a lead magnet. But other than that, peace out, and I'll see you in the next episode.